Zoom meeting. Zoom meeting. Launch Zoom meeting.
And welcome, everyone. I'm Terry Candelario Oates, Artist Co-op 7 member and instructor. And it's my pleasure to welcome you, our guests, to our 5th annual virtual reception titled Visual Journey. I greet you with hello instead of good afternoon because I believe the silver lining of an online show is that friends, relatives, and patrons from all over the world might be tuning in. I'm also happy today to introduce and congratulate our 4 newest Artist Co-op 7 members, Susan Cass, Donkey Hara, Anne Safel, and Lauren Leibowitz, whose piece titled Myself was selected to represent the exhibit overall. The navigation plan for today's reception is as follows. After a few brief introductions, our program will begin with a 15-minute video presenting all of the paintings in the Visual Journey exhibit. Following that, each of the artists will speak briefly about their work. All guests will be muted during the presentation. For optimum viewing on Zoom, we recommend that you use side-by-side speaker view, during the presentation. At the end of the program, we will post contact information for the artists. At the end of the program, the Visual Journey exhibit opened on the website of the San Fernando Valley Arts and Cultural Center on July 1st. Initially, it was to be on exhibit until August 31st, but this show has been extended through September 30th. After September 30th, this show, as well as recordings of our previous 4 online shows, can be viewed permanently in their entirety on the San Fernando Valley Arts and Cultural website under archived exhibits. If you have questions during the program, please put them in the chat and we will address them at the end of the presentation. I am happy to finally present Artist Co-op 7 artist and San Fernando Valley Arts and Cultural Center treasurer, Pat Bates, who will introduce the San Fernando Valley Arts and Cultural Center. Thank you.
Welcome, Artist Co-op 7 artists and visitors. I am Pat Bates, representing the San Fernando Valley Arts and Cultural Center. We're pleased to host the 5th annual virtual Artist Co-op 7 summer exhibit and virtual reception. Please see our website, www, easy for you to say, sfbacc.org, for this and all prior virtual exhibits, as well as for our lineup of fabulous summer Artist Co-op 7 art courses. I now introduce Jean Han, Artist Co-op 7 Art Panel Director, to say a few words about our curator, Helen Kim.
Hi, I'm Jean Han, Managing Director of Artist Co-op 7, Art Panel Director and Teaching Team Supervisor. Thank you all for coming today. I'd like to start by thanking our curator, Helen Kim, for creating this wonderful visual journey. Helen began curating Co-op 7's distinctive group art exhibitions many years ago. The group appreciates that she continues to curate Co-op 7's exceptional shows today. Helen says, "My focus has been the same since the first time I curated our group exhibitions. I strive to present the best of each artist by creating individualized showcases within the larger group exhibition. The vision is always to highlight each artist's work in a way that strengthens and supports the flow and impact of the show of fellow artists in a shared space." And now it is my pleasure to introduce the Artist Co-op 7 virtual visual journey exhibition of 72 original paintings and drawings. The slideshow runs about 16 minutes.
Hello, my name is Rosemary Altschuler, and I am a watercolorist. My subject matter is diverse, ranging from florals to landscapes to abstracts. I take my inspiration from images I see and from the physical world. I hope people who see my paintings experience some of the same pleasure that I took in creating them. Plentiful poppies. Like many of my paintings, this floral is about vibrant colors. The stems give the viewer an ants-eye view of the orange poppies. It is also the California state flower. White lilies. Lilies are my favorite flower, and I painted these, leaving white areas, covering them with black sumi ink, which I washed out, giving the painting an antique appearance against the window. Semic still life. With this painting, I experimented with the semic writing in the background as a technique to add additional interest to the painting. Vibrant bouquet. It's one of my favorite. It's almost achieves a stained glass effect against a black background. Blooming cactus. This subject matter provided me with an opportunity to play with different textures, from the luxuriousness of the blossoms to the prickliness of the cactus. Blossom, this flower is reaching for the sky. It again reflects my deep interest in experimenting with vibrant colors. I would like to now introduce the very talented Pat Bates.
Thank you, Rosemary, and sorry about the little technical glitch there.
That's okay.
My apologies. What is visible to the camera is replicated in detail. And while there are many processing options, the lens captures what it captures. There is no need to recreate the form. As an artist, what translates from eye to brain to hand, certainly in my case, is never assured. It may be multiple quick impressions on a page, leading to unexpected interactions among the subjects and a new reality. It may be a more detailed study using multiple different colors and media, or simple monochromatic shades. My work in this exhibit covers the range of these possibilities. I congratulate my Artists Co-op 7 colleagues for their excellent work in this exhibit and introduce the amazing Adria Becker.
Hi, everyone. I'm Adria. I am a teacher with the co-op. I teach right brain figure drawing. I also teach oil painting privately. I'm delighted to say that the co-op has meant so much to me in my life. It has widened my view of the world and the possibilities of sharing my work with other people. And I thank you for sharing it with us today. This series is oil pastel on toned paper. I was given a gift of toned paper, and it led me in a direction of these very unusually colored people, and we draw them via Zoom, and that has worked out very nicely for all of us, to our surprise. I'm also on the board of the San Fernando Valley Arts and Cultural Center, and am delighted that we have this beautiful show today. And I thank all the artists for their hard work and for their beautiful work. And I'd like to introduce the next artist. That would be Margaret Burnett.
Thank you so much, Adria, and thanks everybody for coming. It means a lot to us to have your support. I'm Margaret Burnett. New direction for me recently has been a foray into the world of figure drawing. All four of the figure drawings here are done with black ink on prepared watercolor paper from a folder of incomplete projects. Call it recycling or reuse, using a sheet that already has color or marks on it makes working with a live model just a little less daunting and a lot more fun for me. I enjoy the surprises that happen with this approach. The other two paintings, Night in the Museum and Succulents 8, play with scale and perspective. Night in the Museum is a combination of objects I drew at the Getty Center in Los Angeles, where I volunteer every week. What happens in the museum at night when no one is there? In this painting, I imagine the fruit in a 17th century Dutch still life taking over a decorative arts gallery, with the 18th century French chandelier and velvet chair joining in the revelry. Succulents 8 is another look at plants at my home, a subject I have used many times, this time from a very low perspective, making us feel like we're in a forest of towering green aeonium umbrellas. I'll try that 5 times fast, aeonium umbrellas. And now I would like to congratulate and introduce you to the first of our 4 new members, Susan Cass.
Thank you, Margaret. As Margaret said, I'm Susan Cass, and I'm a new member of the Artist Co-op 7. I appreciate the opportunity to join this group where I've met so many inspiring artists who've encouraged me and challenged me. My paintings are all in watercolor and represent a range of my travels from my backyard to Maine, Virginia, and France. Thank you. Next up is Selena Cheng, who's been a wonderful mentor to me.
Thank you, Susan, and congratulations on your first exhibit. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be here today to be part of this 5th annual online show. And I want to thank SVACC for sponsoring the show. Being a member of the Co-op 7 is the most rewarding experience in my life. I have the opportunity to grow as an artist from painting with the group, as well as teaching classes, and that I met a lot of wonderful people. My medium of choice is watercolor. The 6 paintings in the shows are all watercolor landscape of places where I live and love. 3 of them are inspired by the snowscape in Mammoth Mountain, my favorite place in the world. The 4th one, Sunset Stroll, shows my husband strolling on the beach of Malibu, where we lived for many years. And then there's one of the sunset glow over the LA Basin from 405. And the last one, Windy in the Park, is up the lovely Santa Monica Mountains, where I spend a lot of time hiking. So those are all the wonderful places with beautiful memories that I have. I hope you enjoy the show. And now it's my pleasure to introduce you to the talented Jody Church.
Thank you, Selena. That was a very lovely thing for you to say. And I thank you all for coming to join me today. It really means a lot to see my family and friends here watching. If I had to describe my work in this show, I think it would be experimentation. For those of you that have seen my work before, these pieces may be a bit of a surprise, but each one was really fun to create and meets my goal of moving away from realism. I love, love, love watercolor. Our classes provide inspiration to try things that are out of my comfort zone. For example, the fragility pieces were the idea of a shifting grid that was used by Cubist Juan Gris. And as you can see, my love of birds often shows up even when I don't plan it. There's one popping up somewhere. And those of you know my little bird Sadie is always participating in our watercolor classes. When I choose names for the pieces, insights come to me based on how they were created. Thinking about our dear friend Susie Gesundheit, I wanted to honor her memory by affirming how fragile and impermanent life can be. The piece called Impermanence was a repurposed painting. Susie would often wash off an unsuccessful painting and use it again. She was a great inspiration to me, and I think of her often as I work. I hope she would be pleased. Now I have the pleasure of introducing the artist whose unfailing energy keeps the co-op up and running, Jean Han.
I'm presenting a group of my recent small-scale life drawings selected by our longtime co-op curator and dear friend, Helen Kim. Helen curated today's exhibit, Visual Journey, and I'm sure you're enjoying her artistic insights. Previously, I believed art was a waltz performed in sync with nature. Now I believe art is a tango, a dance of opposites, enthusiastically interacting with each other, a process of applying and taking away. The faces that appear in this group of my drawings are examples of this it does something, I do something dance experience. The 6 5-inch by 3-inch contour drawings were drawn remotely with simple supplies. I drew looking at the model and drawing the contour lines directly on smooth paper with a black felt tip pen. As an artist, I am constantly analyzing an unknown reality, attempting to resolve a mystery, giving form to natural inclinations. I prefer to express through the enlightened emotions, those of joy, gratitude, love, bliss, optimism, trust. Drawing is a primal urge, a journey of discovery, a subliminal adventure into a surprising new world. My works in this exhibition are drawn from live models, as I said, a subject I continually explore and experience with other co-op artists. I find satisfaction in the spontaneous emotional activity of drawing and painting and the visual melodies of expression. The artist is the instrument. Nature's energy goes in and is interpreted through the artist's mind and body. My desire is to find many different approaches. What will happen, I do not know. It will just happen by bringing body and soul into harmony. You will see the magic. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our next new member, talented Don Kihara.
Thank you, Jean. My name is Don Kihara, and I am a new member. My work is a result of seeking to improve as an artist through exploration, practice, and discovery. Oil painting is a wonderful medium that allows the artist to create images with color, texture, light, and space. The flexibility of oils has allowed me to make adjustments to paintings as they are completed. Anything from subtle tones to vibrant contrasts is possible. It is an honor to have joined the artists in this show and to share these images of my work. And next, I'd like to introduce Lauren Leibowitz.
Thank you, Don. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Lauren Leibowitz. My journey as an artist has been fueled by an insatiable thirst for self-expression and discovering my artistic voice. People often ask me, where do you get your imagination, your inspiration? And it's everywhere. Walks in nature, dreams, live models, and often overheard conversations with myself. But when I get to actually create, and this is the best part, I get to be my own Picasso. I create with a palette of colors and mediums at my fingertips. And painting with the right brain philosophy has unlocked a variety of creative opportunities. I get to play with my imagination, and that is just wild and crazy. I just love it. And when I get to surrender to these creative feelings, I'm taken on an experience of the unexpected. Woohoo! Yeah! That's the best part. So now I would love to introduce Anne Safel.
Thank you, Lauren. It's been an honor to be associated with the Watercolor Co-op 7. It's really, really opened horizons for me. I'd like to thank my friends and family for attending, especially my friends, because they didn't have to come. Anyway, every summer my family went camping in Yosemite, instilling a love of nature and color and new experiences. Watercolor painting allows me to combine my passions. I love the unpredictability of watercolor, the beauty of the colors. I can't imagine a life without watercolor. It's my pleasure to introduce the beautiful and talented Denise Yarfitz-Pierre.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you everyone for coming. I realized after my pieces were selected by the curator for this exhibit that they're all still lifes in different ways. The first one on the left is just pears. And in this piece, I was focused on experimenting with different media rather than the subject matter in particular. I used some stencils to roll over and apply gesso, which masks the paper in certain places. It was interesting to see the patterns emerge as I applied watercolor in several layers. On the second one, which I call reflection, usually I do focus on subject matter, and in this one I did. I spent a lot of time walking and taking pictures in this wonderful park that I live nearby, which is Kenneth Hahn Park. And there's a little Japanese garden there that has beautiful lotus flowers in the summertime. And after their very elegant blooms fade away in the fall, there's still these giant leaves that continue to really put on a show that's very dramatic with their shapes and textures. In this one, I tried to capture the contrast between the brittle, dried up edges of a leaf with its huge watery reflection. And when I'm in that park, I often pick up lots of things like litter that I throw away. And in the fall, I pick up various leaves and pods and berries and things that look interesting to me. In the three paintings, the one on the upper right and the two on the lower left, I use things that I had picked up, and I really wanted to kind of elevate these humble items into objects worthy of contemplation. I studied them, the shapes and the textures. As I did, they became kind of imbued for me with some personality and value in and of themselves, almost like little jewels. So that was my intention in that one. The last painting is based on a photo that I took in a cafe in Tokyo during cherry blossom season. I call it current events for several reasons. First of all, I was struck by the contrast between the wild profusion of flowers on the trees outside the window and the quiet, subdued interior of the cafe. The woman pictured there is in her own interior world. She's engrossed in the newspaper, absorbing information on events of the exterior world way beyond this space. Meanwhile, she seems oblivious to the glorious display over her shoulder. And looking at the detail, the edges of her shawl are adorned with flowers, the same kind of flowers, but they're kind of tamed in a neat little row. As I was almost finished with the painting, I couldn't resist adding a stream of the cherry blossoms wafting in and connecting with the steam rising from the woman's morning tea. So that's my story about this painting. Thank you again, everyone, for coming and supporting our work. And now I want to turn things over to Jean Hahn, once again, who will introduce our musical performances.
Thank you so much, Denise. And to each of our featured artists for sharing your very admirable artistic abilities in our Co-op 7 Visual Journey exhibit. Now it is in celebration of our exhibit, we are pleased to present a musical performance by Kelsey Hahn and Dylan Gentile. Kelsey soprano and her husband Dylan bass. I don't know why. Currently singing with the widely recognized Los Angeles Master Chorale, under the direction of Grant Sean and the Los Angeles Philharmonic Maestro Gustavo Dudamel. Yeah,
Hi.
there we are.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Hahn. This is my husband, Dylan Gentile. Thank you so much for having us be a part of your virtual reception today. We are thrilled to share with you two pieces of music that we think highlight the journey of nature and music. This first piece is Der Abendstern by Fanny Hensel, Felix Mendelssohn's sister, and the poem is by Janos Maliot. I parted from her, the star of love stood in deep blue, in silent golden splendor. She said, my love is as pure as the star that is now awakening, and when this star appears to you far from me, its light will bring my greeting of love. Your kiss draws near to me, and we are united, loving. The dark rule of this earth now separates us, but there is room for our love in heaven. And it will, when this life's dream ends, unfold blissfully in the star, and our love be in that star forever. Der Abendstern. Ich schied von ihm, stand in tiefer Bläue, der liebe Stern, in stille goldne Pracht. Sie sprach, rein wie der Stern, der jetzt erwacht, ist meine Liebe, ist meine Liebe, die ich stets dir wenn dieser Stern dir fern von mir erscheint, bringt dir sein Leuchten meinen Liebesgruß. In seinem Strahlen naht mir dein Kuss, wir sind vereint, so sind im Leid lebend wir vereint. Uns trennet jetzt der Erde finstres Wanken, im Himmel ist für unsere Liebe Raum. Sie wird sich endet dieses Lebenstraum in jenem beseligend Thank you. And our second song is Songbird, a familiar tune made popular by Fleetwood Mac and Christine McVie. McVie. And this is the version by Ava Cassidy. We hope you enjoy, and thank you again for letting us share our art with you today. For you you'll be shining, 'cause I feel that when I'm with you, it's alright. I know it's right. And the songbirds keep singing like they know the score. And I love you, I love you, I love you like never before. To you, I would give the world. To you, I'd never be cold, 'cause I feel that when I'm with you, it's alright. I know it's right. And the songbirds keep singing like they know the score. And I love you, I love you, I love you like never before. Like never before. Like never before. Thank you.
I'm Jean Hahn, Managing Director of Artists Co-op 7, and I have held this position since 1995. I'd like to thank the talented Kelsey Hahn and her husband Dylan Gentile for sharing this beautiful music performance with us today. The music you bring is always much appreciated. I'd like to thank you, our guests, for joining us today for the Co-op's 5th annual virtual reception, Visual Journey. We appreciate your support and participation. I hope you have enjoyed the show. We're grateful to our 12 featured artists and especially to co-op artist Patricia Bates, SFVACC Treasurer, who put together the virtual exhibition presentation, as well as to Susan Spector, SFVACC President, and the entire SFVACC board and staff for creating our beautiful website exhibition and our 10-year affiliation. Thank you to our Zoom Tech Committee, co-op artists Pat Bates, Margaret Burnett, Terry Candelario Oates, Denise Jarfitz-Pierre, and Jody Church, who skillfully contributed to the virtual reception behind-the-scene production. A special thank you to our longtime co-op exhibit curator, Helen Kim, for once again creating another quality co-op exhibit. The co-op artists are known for their spirit of fun, caring, and cooperation. Art can engage and enrich us. Art can challenge our assumptions, and art can broaden our horizons. Thank you to our loyal members and participants for your continued support. It is your participation that sustains our longevity and our long-standing belief in cooperation. I especially want to thank our exceptional teaching team of 11 Co-op 7 artists who never tire of learning and teaching others. And the next slide, please. Art is a journey. Enjoy the process. Welcome to the world of Artists Co-op 7. We're a group of over 50 artists who support the artistic and spiritual growth of each individual member. After 30 years of in-person exhibits, we never imagined that we would be working together on Zoom, yet our doing so enables artists from all over the region and indeed the world to participate in the co-op today. Next slide. The co-op's founding members and teachers were students of the late Dr. Alexander Willemsens. Alex, a multifaceted personality, was a master in the fields he pursued. An accomplished award-winning artist, gifted architectural designer, founder and director of Artists Co-op 7, and his Growth Art Institute, a psychologist and a pioneer in art therapy. As a professor at UCLA, UC Santa Cruz, CSUN, and Every Woman's Village, Alex inspired a large following. He encouraged his students to spontaneously explore and express their inner resources in order to achieve personal fulfillment and potential. Dr. Willemsen's artistic principles and process of self-discovery became the basis of the co-op's philosophy, the process of being, doing, and becoming. Slide, please. Our group's objective is to continually strive to create and maintain an environment where each individual can experience and develop their unique creativity through classroom study programs, workshops, demonstrations, retreats, field trips, and varied exhibition opportunities, all arranged by the co-op. As you can see by the diversity in this collage created by our curator, Helen Kim, from one painting by each member at that time, we do not seek a unity of expression, but rather a diversity of creative ideas distinguished by the integration of color and form with both power and sensitivity in a variety of media and subjects. Next slide. This collage image by Helen Kim simply expresses our joy in our artistic community and serves as a powerful symbol to the enduring strength of the bonds we form in Artists Co-op 7 life. And the final slide. That does it for our show. Thank you for watching the Visual Journey exhibit. We hope that your thoughts and memories of this art will convey encouragement and inspiration. Remember, you can revisit the entire Visual Journey exhibit, the Zoom reception, the artist bios, and contacts for this artist at the center website, www.sfvacc.org. We will post the web address in the chat, I believe. The exhibit slideshow will run again now in case you missed it. Join us again next time. Wish you a pleasant evening and thank you.